Good morning, everybody from Brooklyn, New York. Standing right across the street from the New York City Transit Authority. But that's not where we're going today. Today we're off to the New York Transit Museum. We've wanted to hit this place for the last few years that we've been coming back up to New York. Museum is like $10 a person, so it was kind of a no-brainer. We're here early, hopefully get in, share some of the exhibits. And in order to get into the Transit Museum, you actually go down subway stairs. All right, we've made it in. From 1900 to 1925, more than 30,000 men found work in subway construction. Wow, 1929. This is 42nd and 5th, 1902. Commemorative shovel from Robert Van Wyck. I love that they have like the old rope chain up here. It's a dynamite blasting machine from 1902. These pictures are so crazy. You just take it for granted and never really think about the work that went into creating all these tunnels. These are the carts that they used to take all the rock out of the tunnels. This was from 1910. This photo was taken right underneath the Columbus Circle Monument. Wow, look at this display of all of the turnstiles through the ages. I still remember when like downtown had some of these turnstiles like this where you would have to go through. Ticket chopper and the windmill, and also the reason why there's so many fans on down here, there's no AC. You're literally in a subway tunnel. And then came the MetroCard. Although, well, this has the MetroCard reader. I don't think at first they had like the top parts to try to stop people from jumping. And then there's fare boxes here for buses too. This is what we had before we moved.
Well, no, this is, well,
yeah, MetroCard, dip it in. Look at all these tokens. I still have a few of these saved at home, like the classic Y token. And this guy with the little silver in the middle, the bullseye. I love it. And then slugs, they were always the big thing. Like, why spend the money on the fare? You can just pay for slugs. Where's Spence Ulchin when you need him? I love that they talk about just how beautiful some of these subway stops are. I mean, the subway, it's a mess. But the architecture from when they built it, it's amazing. This is the Bleecker Street plaque from 1904. Gorgeous. They have a big model of the R11 train. This is from 1948. See the way the seats used to look? These were more of the cars that we grew up with. This car is from 93. This is kind of like what the N and the R looked like by the time that we had moved. Mary's now controlling the train. All aboard. They have an exhibit of all of the old signs that were on the subway. This one's the best. You may have VD but not know it yet. Lady Police. I was hoping they might have the posters for Dr. Zizmore or for Raoul in the classic AIDS campaign from the city in the 90s. SINY. When I first moved to Staten Island, I was living right over here, Father Cap. And then Mary and I moved in together. We moved right over here. Cedar Avenue. It's literally right there. That's where Mary grew up.
Right there.
BK.
59th and 7th.
And I grew up right here in Queens, just north of 150th Street and just south of Bound Park. Home of Kyle. They have a really impressive fleet of train cars here. They let you sit in the driver's seat of these buses. Here's the fare box that Mary's obsessed with. You put your coins in there and then hit this, and the coins drop down below. Here's the front of it. My Uncle John drove a Queens bus for about 30 years. There will be zero meddling allowed. I want to say that I've worn a watch the majority of my life. This is the old bus routes More importantly, on this side, this is when the buses would come. So you'd have to line up, okay, 7:08. How much longer is it until the bus comes? That's why everyone that grew up here is obsessed with wearing watches. Here's the ad with Raul. And when you were taking the 7 train every day, you could brush up on your English or your Spanish. You're gonna head down, see some vintage trains. No way. No way. Oh my goodness. This was a BRT car from 1907. And you can go inside. Whoa, check out the old straps and all of the old ads. And look at the light bulbs. You get like these wickerish type seats too. And these long benches in the back. Veribes corned beef and Heinz mayonnaise salad dressing. Ring the bell.
That's the break.
All aboard. Yeah, this is the break. Don't confuse the two. This is a BMTQ car. 1908, rebuilt 1938. Chesterfield. Wow, so much darker. And we have fans up here to try to keep everybody cool. Must they die in World War III? Watch out for venereal disease. And these are the IRT cars from 1963.
Oh, they ended in some
It reminds me of the old 7 trains. I'm not sure. New York World's Fair. Oh, look at that Barbarella. Palisades Amusement Park. Pez. And look at the old subway maps. This is amazing. And my big dumb moment of the day, this was the old 7 train. So this is Main Street to Times Square when the trains ended in Times Square instead of now they go up to 34th Street. Now these red cars for sure, this is a 7 train. And we've got the local going that way or express going that way. Mrs. Butterworth, I love you.
God.
Reggie. And now we have metal handrails. There you go. WNEW, perfect album sides. McGruff. There's an IRT R12 car from 1948. We're back to like cloth seats, but you have metal handrails. This is IRT R15 from 1950. Again, Rhodes Point, Shea Stadium. Although Shea Stadium wasn't there yet. At that point, it was just home to Flushing Meadow Park, and coming soon, the World's Fair. This is an IRT low voltage trailer from 1917. Wow. So look at these. I don't know if that's metal. I guess it's metal. Kind of feels like porcelain. And there's ceiling fans up above. These cars actually remind me a lot of the vintage cars that we've seen when we've gone on our railroad adventures all around the States. Very much modeled after like more of an upscale cross-country railroad. And then up here we have a pump car that was in service from the 30s to the 80s. And then we have a Long Island Railroad caboose from 1961. There's a steeple cab electric locomotive from 1910. This is a BRT standard car from 1916. Let's be honest, this one smells old. Again with the ceiling fans.
Oh, look at this. There's multiple railings.
Railings instead of leather straps. Swim at Park Department beaches. And they have in here like Richmond, which is Staten Island, South Beach. That's where we used to live. There's no way in hell I'd be swimming there. That's where medical waste washed up. Not to be said any differently, really, than Coney Island. This is an R10 prototype car built in 1938 and rebuilt in 1947. Look out, litterbug. We're heading to the Bronx Zoo. And go into the signal room here too and check out this tracker. It's live right now. We're at the end stop. Green is active and blue is a train in the station. And out here, literally the end of the line. Before we leave, I do want to point out that they have this like mock newspaper stand up here now with activities. And I gotta tell you, oh my God, it smells like the past. Last but not least, a couple payphones. Well, we did the Transit Museum and it was everything that I was hoping for and more. It was really a cool experience. $10. Where are you gonna do anything in New York City for 10 bucks? But for now, we're getting out of here. Thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great day. See you guys.